Pantry is often one of the messiest areas in your home. Sure, you know your food's in there, but sometimes it just takes forever to find what you need in that pantry.
Our organizing expert, Helen Cassandra Austin, is here to help put your pantry in order. And where do we start? How do we get started on this job?
You start first by clearing out that entire pantry area.
Take everything out.
Oh my gosh, that's an entire day's work.
Well, depending, if you have a closet pantry, it might feel intimidating. That's why hiring us sometimes is really helpful. But you got to clear it all out because a lot of times you have stuff in there that is expired, old, or you're just never going to eat it.
Have your garbage bag ready.
Yeah, exactly. And then as you're pulling out, you're going to group it by like, kind, or purpose. So like all your baking stuff put together in a pile somewhere in your kitchen, salty foods, snacks, meal prep, stuff like that. So once you see what you have, then you know the volume of how to store it. And there's a few things that are really helpful for anyone's pantry area. And depending on how your pantry is laid out, if it's a closet pantry, if it's one of these really great walk-ins, that's going to vary on what you get. But you want to corral all this stuff that tends to not sit up nicely, which is pretty much almost everything with the exception of like bottled cans and boxes. So like when you have beans, you know, or lentils, bags of chips, you want to get containers that are going to fit in your pantry, obviously, but also hold those things. So a lot of great ones. If you have some pretty wide shelving, these are great for like chips, just to corral them, then you can reach right into it, get what you need. Smaller ones are really great for snack bars, and you can get one about double the size, but that are shallow. I like to just dump them right into it, so you can look and just grab, and you don't have to deal with all the boxes, and then the boxes that are empty that sit inside your pantry forever. It's just better this way. You know what you have. So you're going to corral. So the idea is to get little containers to corral different sizes, and you know, some people like wicker. Wicker doesn't hold up very well. I don't have any of that here for that reason, but if you like the look, do whatever you want. Just group it together in broad and simple categories.
Do you like the clear containers so that you can see what's in there?
Yes, those are great, but some people don't like the look of that. So there are some really good ones that are appealing to the eye, but not just your good. You could use good old plastic, really cheap stuff too. And hey, whatever makes you happy, that's what matters.
Does this help you at all with the stuff getting way back in that closet where you don't know where anything is anymore?
Yes. Now, if you have a pantry closet that's really deep, like really deep, invest in pull-outs. There are cabinet makers who can build them in, or you can get like ones that fit right in. Otherwise, it's a nightmare. Another trick to that, or corners. If you have a walk-in pantry, these random corners where things get lost. I love Lazy Susans for that reason. And I don't know what Susan did to be categorized as forever lazy, but I think she's efficient. So I call it Efficient Susan. But these in small or medium sizes can be great in those corners, or up a little higher so that, you know, up high in the corner you can still kind of just rotate, see what you actually have. So get a few of those. They're great in other parts of your kitchen. And then the third thing, label. Label this stuff. Label the containers, and there's so many different ways to do it. You can get a really cute, you know, label makers are fun. They're really cheap now. And then ones that need, like, that you can't stick to because it's fabric, you can get these little key tags. You can even get rid of the metal and use a cute little tie it on in some way. Or there's chalk labels. You want to use a chalk pen, otherwise it does just wipe right off. But find a way. It could be a marker on your plastic container because alcohol will take that off. And just make sure you mark it, because then everyone in the house knows where to find stuff, when they want to find it, and where it goes. So there's no excuses, right?
And I think you can get your kids involved with organizing your pantry, because we like to have our lower two shelves for them.
Exactly.
And they're kind of responsible for keeping that organized. And then they can go in there and get their little, you know, bars or whatever. And they kind of take ownership of it and keeping it organized.
And that makes your life a whole lot easier
It does.
And it teaches them good habits from the start.
Do you think we waste less food if we're better organized?
Oh, of course, yeah. You save a lot of money across the board, not just kitchen, but other parts of your home. Makes a huge difference. And then where you put it back, you want to put things at eye level, like canned foods and this kind of stuff. Eye level or right below, because imagine, you know, when your cans are low or if it's too high, you can't see that stuff, and that's when it gets lost.
I have like 5 jars of barbecue sauce, the same brand, where I'm like, I go to the store,
City,
and I'm like, why did I buy so many, you know, bottles of barbecue sauce? But we go through them fast. So
exactly, right? That's what we do in Kansas City. And then, you know, these lower stuff, lower containered, and then up boxes up higher where you can see. So make sure it makes sense as to where they are on the shelf as well.
Have a plan, all right?
Exactly.
We appreciate you stopping by. If you need help getting organized, Helen can certainly help you. We'll have a link to her website on ours, kclive.tv, later on today. We appreciate it.
Great, thank you.
All right, well, prom coming